Utena, an emo girl, has long idolized the trio of magical girls Sulfur, Sayu, and Haruka. However, her world is turned upside down when Vanelita grants her dark powers, transforming her into a formidable villain. In the sunny embrace of a town guarded by the heroic trio, the Tres Magia, a battle of titanic proportions unfolds as the girls clash with the colossal monster, wreaking havoc upon their home. With synchronized precision, they unleash their magical arsenal, hurling spells at the vicious creature in a valiant effort to kill it. However, the monster retaliates with a ferocious beam of energy, threatening to overwhelm them. In the midst of the chaos, an observer watches from below, mesmerized by the spectacle unfolding before them. This observer, an emo girl yearning for the strength and valor of the magical girls, harbors a secret desire to join their ranks. Little does she know, her wish is about to be granted in the most unexpected of ways. Later, Vanelita, a peculiar cat-bat creature, offers the girl a chance to transform into a magical entity herself. Overwhelmed by the sudden turn of events, the girl, Utena, hesitates but ultimately accepts, eager to embrace her newfound destiny. However, her excitement quickly turns to embarrassment as she dons her costume, only to be informed by Vanelita that she has been chosen not as a hero, but as a villain for an evil organization. Despite her admiration for the magical girls and her desire to emulate their heroism, she refuses to embrace her role as a villain. However, Vanelita is relentless, citing Utena's average existence as the perfect cover for villainy. With her back against the wall, she finds herself torn between her own moral compass and Vanelita's manipulative tactics. As she grapples with her inner turmoil, Vanelita reveals the extent of her knowledge about her life, including her mundane routines and unremarkable existence. Feeling trapped and coerced, she reluctantly complies, transforming into her evil guise under Vanelita's watchful eye. But as she confronts the magical girls, she finds herself torn between her loyalty to her idols and her newfound allegiance to darkness. Despite her misgivings, she unleashes her powers upon them, a conflicting mix of guilt and exhilaration coursing through her veins. Driven to protect herself, she makes a monster from a flower with her new whip weapon. This traps the magical girls and makes her feel like a sadist, prompting her to spank them until they escape and push her away. Vanelita sets up another brawl between the females behind Tres Magia the next day, while they're still in shock from the day before. As this is going on, Utena animates several mannequins to torment the magical girls with tickles until they escape and push her away. The next day, Utena awakens, convinced that her previous experiences were a dream. But Vanelita insists her first battle was real and tasks her with conquering the world. Despite trying to convince herself she admires the magical girls positively, her doubts linger. Haruka praises her flower care, leading Utena to question her worthiness. In class, Sayo is attacked, igniting a desire for revenge. Afterwards, Sulfur reveals their attacker shares their magic, and they transform to confront a monster aura in the city. Utena reluctantly joins, compelled by Vanelita, who grants her the ability to transform into an evil avatar. Despite her initial refusal, Vanelita manipulates her into attacking the magical girls, leveraging threats against her family. Utena reluctantly obeys, but her empathy resurfaces when she witnesses the magical girl's joy and pain during a skirmish. Sayo's act of kindness prompts Utena's internal conflict, leading her to seek solace at a shrine. In the following day, Utena is drawn to a magazine detailing methods to harm magical girls, reflecting her increasing desire for power. Vanelita observes her growing strength, pleased with her progress. Meanwhile, Sayo's peaceful day is interrupted by Utena's uncontrolled transformation, triggering a confrontation. Despite overpowering Sayo, she questions her actions, and Vanelita pressures her to embrace her villainous role, claiming the magical girls are being deceived. As tensions escalate, Utena confronts Sayo, now transformed into Azure, who challenges her to a fight. Shocked by her transformation, she learns that her desire fueled her powers, bursting out uncontrollably. She captures Azure with a monster, but instead of tormenting her, she questions her motives. However, Sayo remains steadfast in her beliefs, prompting Utena to withdraw. Back home, Venalita observes Utena's apparent enjoyment of being a supervillain, but she denies finding joy in hurting others. The next day, while contemplating her actions in class, she receives unexpected kindness from Sayo. Touched by her gesture, she resolves to abandon her villainous path. Meanwhile, tensions rise among the magical girls as they strategize against Utena. Azure reflects on her previous encounter with her, pondering their next confrontation, while Sulfur grows suspicious of Azure's changing behavior. Elsewhere, Venalita manipulates Utena into another confrontation, leading to a battle with Sulfur. Despite initial success, Utena's illusions are shattered when Sulfur reveals her true strength. Defeated, Utena questions her choices as she anticipates their next encounter. Meanwhile, an unknown observer watches Utena's magical avatar from a distance. The next day, Venalita escorts Utena to their evil organization's headquarters, Nachtbase, revealing her membership in the Enormita organization. Utena, reluctant, wishes to return home, but encounters Kiwi, a fellow Enormita member who initiates a confrontation. Kiwi challenges her to a fight, transforming into her magical avatar Leopard armed with guns. Despite Utena's admiration for Kiwi's appearance, Kiwi overwhelms her with a barrage of bullets, leaving her unconscious. Kiwi, expressing her disdain for magical girls, questions Utena's motives and places a grenade near her. To her surprise, Utena transforms into her Magia Baizer avatar and escapes the explosion. In a subsequent battle, she captures Kiwi using her Crops magic, but instead of harming her, she reveals her admiration for magical girls and her desire to bully them. Utena's unexpected kindness confuses Kiwi, who finds herself held in Utena's arms while Venalita observes their interaction, confident in their plan's success. The following day, Utena encounters Kiwi at school, who has transferred to become her classmate. Kiwi expresses a desire for friendship, leading them to spend a day together, during which she questions Utena's conflicting feelings toward magical girls. She confides in Kiwi about Venalita's manipulation and her own struggle with her villainous persona. Kiwi also shares her own resentment toward magical girls, rooted in feelings of inadequacy and rejection. She reveals her longing for Utena's acknowledgement as the cutest girl and expresses a desire to be seen through Utena's eyes. Now it's getting creepy. Their conversation is interrupted as magical girls arrive, challenging them to a fight. Utena and Kiwi transform into their villain avatars, with Utena grappling with Azure, while Kiwi faces off against Sulfur and Haruka. Despite initial successes, Utena and Kiwi are overwhelmed, prompting her to rescue Kiwi and flee. Finding refuge in a nearby area, she expresses gratitude to Utena for saving her life. Utena, in turn, is relieved to see her safe. Their shared moment leads to an awkward but tender exchange, with Kiwi suggesting they visit a clapping hotel. The following day, our emo girl uses her magical abilities to trap the other magical girls inside monster slimes. Despite the chaos she creates, she feels satisfied and decides to call it a day. However, Magia Magenta urges her to finish what she started. At home, she faces another challenge as her mother questions her about her declining grades. Unwilling to disclose her secret life as a magical warrior, she promises to do better in her next exam. Yet, her mother's ultimatum that she'll dispose of Utena's magical items if her grades don't improve adds to her stress. The next day, while heading to school, Utena encounters Magia Magenta, Haruka's villain avatar, pleading for support in her ongoing battle with Magia Baizer. Overwhelmed, Utena chooses to avoid the conflict, but Venalita confronts her, coercing her into joining the fight by threatening to expose her secret interests in clapping magazines. Reluctantly, Utena transforms into her magical avatar and challenges Magia Magenta. Using her powers, she incapacitates Magenta by clapping her clothes, leaving her unable to continue the fight. Despite feeling a sense of satisfaction, Utena leaves to focus on her studies. However, the following day, Venalita informs her of the magical girl's movements, prompting her to confront Magenta once again. This time, Magia Baser intervenes, initiating a battle during which Magenta reveals a surprising new ability to resist Baser's attacks. Despite the ongoing conflicts and intrigue among the magical girls, Utena learns that Magia Baser's motivations extend beyond mere combat. However, her ally Sulfur dismisses these concerns. The day following Utena's dismal exam results, she grapples with despair, dreading her impending confrontation with her mother over her grades. However, a glimmer of hope emerges when Kiwi proudly boasts of her perfect scores, inspiring Utena to seek her guidance in academic improvement. Meanwhile, during the school lunch break, the magical girls engage in discussions about Magia Baser's elusive combat tactics. Utena, consumed by her own worries, hurries past them with her lunchbox, oblivious to their conversation. However, their discussion abruptly halts due to Kiwi's possessive behavior towards Utena, sparking a tense confrontation with Sulfur. Later, at a photo shoot, the girls encounter Vats, who appeals to them her assistance in redeeming his friend, mascot Vanelita. Despite Sulfur's initial reluctance, they agree to help. However, their plans are swiftly derailed when Kiwi, Baser, and Vanelita launch an unexpected attack on their headquarters. Kiwi equips Baser with her magical bombs, instigating a fierce battle. Sulfur valiantly defends against the onslaught using her magic shield, but Kiwi and Baser's relentless assault begins to weaken the shield. As defeat appears imminent, Sulfur taps into her formidable magic avatar, rescuing her comrades and turning the tide of battle. With the enemy repelled, Sulfur confronts Kiwi and Baser head-on, initiating a fierce brawl. Despite initial reservations, Utena joins the fray, employing her unique clapping abilities in the intense showdown. As exhaustion sets in, the combatants collapse to the ground, bringing an end to the confrontation. Overall, amidst academic worries and magical battles, Utena finds herself navigating a journey filled with challenges, unexpected alliances, and moments of bravery. Thank you for sticking till the end. If you enjoyed our video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing stuff.